Hello, energetic people. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Energetic Minds. In this video, we are going to learn about superclass and subclass. In object-oriented programming, specifically in languages like Java, a superclass, also known as parent class or base class, and a subclass, also known as child class or derived class. These are the terms used to describe the relationship between classes in a hierarchy. So what exactly is superclass? It is a parent class or base class. A superclass is a class that is extended or inherited by other classes. Fine. So it serves as a template or blueprint from which other classes can inherit attributes and methods. Superclass are, Superclasses encapsulate common behavior and characteristics shared by multiple subclasses. Superclasses can provide default implementations of methods that subclasses can override or extend. Examples of superclass might include general categories like vehicle, animal, or employee. So, I'll just write important points. Superclass, also called as parent class or base class. These are these classes are extended or inherited by other classes. So superclasses encapsulate common behavior and they encapsulate common behavior and characteristics shared by multiple classes. Fine. So this is what is superclass. Now what is subclass? Subclasses are also called as child class or derived class. They are also called as child class or derived class. A subclass is a class that inherits properties and behaviors from a superclass. They inherit properties and behavior from a superclass. So it extends, these classes extends the functionality of the superclass by adding new attributes or methods or by modifying existing ones. So one more important point here is they extends the very important they extends the functionality of superclass by adding new attributes by adding new attributes or methods by modifying existing ones okay. Subclasses can access and utilize all non-private members. They can access and utilize all non-private members, that is fields and methods of their superclass. Very, very important. So they can utilize all the non-private members. Next very important point is they can override methods of the superclass to provide specialized behavior. According to their class, according to its property, it can just modify the previous superclass. So it can override the methods of the superclass to provide specialized behavior. Subclasses can further be extended to create additional levels of inheritance. So examples of subclasses might include specific types of vehicles, like example car or truck, inheriting from the vehicle superclass. Fine. So now let us jump to the program. Let us first create one superclass. So I'll be creating a class. Let me create one superclass. Class, let us create vehicle itself. Vehicle. So this is my superclass. The name of the class is vehicle. I'll be having one private attribute which is of type string brand. Okay. The name of the attribute is brand. Next, I'll be having one more private attribute of type int, the year. Okay. Year and brand are the private attributes of the class superclass vehicle. Let us have the constructor public vehicle. It's a parameterized constructor. String brand comma int year. Now this dot brand equals to brand. This dot year equals to year. We are initializing the values. Next, we'll be having one method inside this superclass. What is that method? Public void display info. Display info now let us print. In this method, what we are going to do is we are just going to print the values. What we are going to print? First brand, brand. Okay. Then we are going to print the year. Then, so this is our superclass. we have designed our superclass like this. Now let us create one subclass. Fine. Class. So this class name is, subclass name is car. It is going to extend which class? Superclass, that is vehicle here. Vehicle. We'll be having one private attribute string, private string model. So here we are going to have one more attribute named model. Next, constructor function public car string, public car string brand. So here S should be capital. Fine. Brand. Next, int year and string. This is parameterized constructor model. So here we'll be using one keyword named super. I'm going to explain you about this super in detail. Okay, let me complete this program. Super brand comma year. So what does this do is, this will be invoking superclass constructor. Superclass constructor. So we have a subclass named car. It is extending which class? The parent class vehicle. In this we are having one more attribute named model. Okay. We are having one constructor for the class car, where the parameterized constructor contains these parameters. What are those? Brand, year and model. So super brand comma year, this what it will do, this super keyword, this will be invoking superclass constructor. Okay, this will be invoking the superclass constructor, string brand and year. So that is what it will be invoking. Okay, next, this dot model equals to model. Here also we will be making use of this display info. Public void display info super, again we are using C, super dot display info. So what does this do now? The super accessing the superclass method, accessing the superclass method. Okay, superclass means vehicle. From the vehicle class it will be accessing the display info method. Super dot display info, you need not have to write the class name, superclass name. Just writing super will make the computer understand that this is, we are referring to the parent class. Now let us print. What we are going to print? System dot out dot println model number. Model okay, so model number is being printed. We are printing only the model number here. Now let us go to the main class. Here the main class name is superclass underscore subclass. Fine. So what we'll be doing over here is, we'll go to the main method. We'll be creating a object for the class car. The name of the object is my car for the class car. New car we're giving the values to it. Let us give Toyota. Okay, this is the brand. Next is year, and this one is the model. So that's it. So we are giving the passing the values. Toyota, that is the brand name, year 2022, and the model name. Next we are going to display, we are going to display these values by calling which method? Display info, which is present in the class named car. So let us run this program first. So you can see brand name is Toyota, year 2022, and the model is Camry. So these are the values that is being displayed or printed. So let us understand this program. So this we can see that vehicle is a superclass. Fine. Which has attributes brand and year along with the method display info. So what does this superclass contain? We have two attributes, private attributes, brand and year along with the method display info. Fine. Next, car. We'll go to the class car. This is the subclass of vehicle which inherits attributes and methods from the superclass. It adds an additional attribute. Which attribute? Model. This is the additional attribute. Now in the car constructor, so in the car constructor, super brand comma year is used to call the superclass constructor and initialize the inherited attributes. What we are doing? We are initializing the inherited attributes by invoking the superclass constructor. Now, after that, this display info. What does this do? This display info method in car overrides the method in the superclass to display the additional information about the car. What is the additional information here? Model number. So here you can see only the brand and year is being printed, but in this class car, which is a subclass, apart from these two values, brand and year, it is going to print one more value or attribute, that is model. Okay, so we can say that this car overrides the method in the superclass to display the additional information about the car. Now let us go to the main method. So the main method name is superclass underscore subclass. What it is doing? We are first of all creating one object for the subclass. Car, my car equals to new car. We are passing the, so we are creating an instance of the car, my car, and call its display info method. Okay. So this program demonstrates how a subclass car inherits from its superclass vehicle and extends its functionality by adding its own attribute and behaviors. It also showcases method overriding where the subclass provides its own implementation of a method already present in the superclass. We have seen that, right? So display information here, it is printing the brand and year. So here we are overriding it and we are printing the model. So next, let us understand the super keyword in little detail. So in Java, super keyword is used to refer to the immediate parent class object. It is used in several contexts. Okay. First of all, to access the superclass members. Super keyword is used to access the superclass members. When a subclass wants to access a member here is nothing but field or method of its superclass, it can use the super keyword to differentiate between the superclass and subclass members with the same name. Okay, once again, if we are using the super keyword in various contexts, one scenario is if we want to access the superclass members, that is nothing but fields or method of its superclass, it can use the super keyword to differentiate between the superclass and subclass members with the same name. Next, when we will be using invoking superclass constructor. So we can write here, so I'll just write the important points here. So super keyword super. So what it does is, first one is accessing superclass members. Next one, to invoke a superclass constructor. invoke superclass constructor. What does it mean? When a subclass is instantiated, it may want to invoke a constructor of its superclass. This is done using super function as the first statement in the constructor of the subclass. This is particularly useful when the superclass has initialization logic that needs to be executed before the subclass specific initialization. Okay, so when a subclass is instantiated, it may want to invoke a constructor of its superclass. So this is done using the super as the first statement in the constructor of the subclass. So when we want to invoke the superclass constructor. Next usage is accessing superclass members. Accessing superclass members. So in the display information, we have seen in the display info method of car class, we use super.displayInfo, where we have used super.displayInfo. So we have seen this, right? So it is used to invoke the displayInfo method of the superclass vehicle. Okay, it is used to invoke the displayInfo method of the superclass vehicle. This allows us to reuse the behavior defined in superclass while adding specific behavior for the class. Fine. Next one is invoking superclass constructor. In the constructor of the car, we can use super. So we have seen this, right? One second. This one. So here in the constructor of car, we use super brand comma year to invoke the constructor of a superclass vehicle. This initializes the brand and year attributes of the vehicle class before initializing the model attribute of the car class. Okay, before initializing the model attribute of the class, model attribute of the car class, we are initializing the, what we are doing? We are initializing the brand and year attributes of the vehicle class. Fine. So by utilizing super keyword, we can effectively leverage inheritance in Java to reuse code and establish relationships between the classes. Hope you have understood this program. So please practice more such problem programs on superclass and subclass. Your concept will become more clearer. Okay, as you practice, it will get more clearer. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, do like, share and comment and forget not to subscribe. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Until then, happy coding.